Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for joining me in SpringWatch. 14 video projects coming out to you every single day, back to back to back to back for 2 weeks, all focusing on the Spring and Celebration catalogues, and every single day I'm doing a different giveaway. So today's giveaway, and it's always focused on the project that I'm doing. Today's video are my customer thank you cards. They've gone in the post, they've hopefully arrived with everybody. Obviously they haven't at the point in time of filming, but these are all of them, and this is what they look like. I love them. How cute are they? So I have used the Petal Passion Designer Series paper for all of these. You can see them all there. I have small boys who will be packing these up for me, along with yesterday's thank you gifts, and it uses the Petal Passion. So today's giveaway is a packet of the Petal Passion Designer Series paper, which I love. And there are 2 ways to enter. You can leave a comment here on YouTube or over on my blog, and that will get you 1 free entry into the draw, or you can place an order and that will get you 5 entries into the draw. You can place an order from one of 5 countries: the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Austria and the Netherlands. And that's the only place those are the only places that I can actually send the designer series paper to. As a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I can't send product out of those 5 countries. So if you are randomly selected as a winner and you are in a different country, can't send you the product, but I can send you a project made by me. Right, so yesterday I showed you the beautiful gifts that I made, and I explained that I'm not so much about the frugal when I'm gifting to my customers. I love to spoil them, but I am about the efficient. So I'm using our note cards and envelopes on today's project. They start out at 5 by 7 inches and it's scored at 3.5. Now it's not as perfect in metric, but it's, oh hello Fennel. But they are about 12.5 by 17.5 centimetres and scored at about 8.8-ish centimetres. Now, I wanted to be very efficient with my designer series paper, so I worked out the measurements that I wanted, and I wanted my DSP to be 4.5 inches wide by 3.5 inches short. And that meant that I could get a plentiful supply from 1 sheet of designer series paper, so I'm going to cut and show you that. And then the same with the white stamped pattern here. I wanted to have a white stamped panel. I wanted to be able to show off a lot of the designer series paper, because obviously, you know, it's gorgeous, but I wanted to have a decent amount to, yes, hello Fennel, a decent amount to stamp on. So my stamped part is 3.5 by 2 inches. So in metric, it's about 7.5 by 11.5 centimetres and 9 by, you're just walking in front of my notes, aren't you? 5. So let me show you how to cut a DSP. Okay, so each panel is 4.5 inches long. So I can get 2 from a width, because that will be 9. If I did another 4.5, that would make 13.5 inches, which I haven't got. So the first thing you need to do is cut your 9-inch panel. Okay, so you cut it at 9. Set that to one side. Cut this down to 4.5. So straight away you can see I've got 2 widths here. Cut all of these down to 3. So yes, I have doubled them up and stacked them up. You can with designer series paper with no issue. With our trimmer I can actually get 4, sometimes 5 sheets of DSP cut through. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I've done straight away. Remember this panel? This happens to be 3 inches wide, which is the same width. And I needed it to be 3 by 4.5. So there's one. And there's another one. And that's the only bit I've got left over. And with minimal effort, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 from 1 sheet of designer series paper. And the same principle applies with the Whisper White, which typically I don't have a sheet handy, so I'm just going to trim it down. Oh no, that's my card. So I'm just going to trim down, but 2 by 3.5, exactly the same principle. Work out where your measurements are and how easily you can trim your card. And so it took me, I think it was 8 minutes to cut all of the paper for all of my big stack. Something like that, something like 8 minutes. I really don't remember. It wasn't very long at all. Okay, so little bit of stamping. Now I'm going to bring in my 3 different colours here. I have got Marina Mist and Night of Navy, Wisteria Wonder and Elegant Eggplant, and then I've got Pink Pirouette and I want to say Melon Mambo. And I'm going to grab those because they are the ones that are closest to me. A Mother's Flair, just wonderful. I love this stamp set. I love it because it's not just for Mother's Day, because obviously I've sent these out not just for Mother's Day. And I just think they're charming. And the teapot, how cute is that teapot? Love it. It's a red rubber stamp, so I'm going to line it up on my block. And the wording as well. And I'm going for quite a big block. I go for quite a big block when I'm doing mass stamping. When you're stamping 200 of something, you know, you want to be comfortable, but you also want to be able to see around it. So, but you need to have it comfy in your hand, because otherwise it does become, you do get hand ache. Nobody wants hand ache when they're stamping, do they? And when I was doing all of these, I had all of the cardstock cut, and then I did all the stamping one day, and I did all of the teapots first and set them to one side, and then I came back in and I did all of the word. And I actually took my children to the skate park one day, and it wasn't the skate park at all. Oh, that's the wrong that's the bit I was thinking, that's not right. I took them to the trampoline park, and they don't want me for anything at the trampoline park other than snacks and drinks when they're over hot. And we always go for a 2-hour session. And so I took everything with me. I actually took this with me, and it's a fridge bin. It's a storage bin for fridges, and it cost me $7.99 from TK Maxx, I think it was. Kitchen bins by a company called Interdesign. And I took this with me, and in there I had my note cards already. I had all of the ones I needed, obviously, you know, 20 packets or however many they were. Took a load of fast fuse and refills, a few packets of dimensionals, and I sat and put the whole lot together at the skate park. Sorry, not at the skate park, at the trampoline park, and all I had was a couple of cups of hot chocolate. Meant I didn't snack, so great for the waistline. And put them all together. I did get some curious looks from people, but nobody actually came over and asked me what I was doing. But it was a good use of 2 hours of my time, and I got them all done. And there are my lovely thank you cards. So I hope that's been useful on the efficiency side and how to quickly cut for large quantities. Now, I know I'm not the only person who does large quantities of cards. I know many of the people who come shopping with me are making large quantities to raise money for charity, or for some people do wedding stationery and things like that. So I hope this has been useful as to how to very efficiently cut and prep. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.